What is your advice on effective networking? Because networking not necessarily has to end up in a sales or
Mhm.
something monetary. But what are your advice?
So when it comes to networking, the way in which there are what I would say formal and an informal like kind of definitions around networking. So the point of networking itself is around identifying people who you can be in a mutually beneficial relationship with, and that mutually beneficial relationship could be in revenue and sales because someone introduced someone to a potential client. It could be an opportunity such as an introduction to speak on someone's stage, or an introduction to go ahead and be featured in a magazine. So sometimes it may not necessarily be in cash in hand in a sense, but it could be
Right.
opportunities to gain more visibility in your business. But again, and it's mutually beneficial between both partners. And so that's kind of more of the formal definition around like what networking is. The more informal definition is something that I like to call, and I refer to as strategic dating. And so it's
Ah,
about understanding, in essence, and being able to build a relationship with them to be able to determine whether or not there is some long-term success with that relationship. Because when we're dating, we're trying to gather information about the other person to see, okay, do I want to be in this relationship long term? Like, do we jive? Like, are we able to support one another? Do we have the same values? Do we have the same goals? And so kind of like what we do in a dating relationship, we're doing those kind of efforts in our networking and business development activities. And so when it comes to effective networking, it's understanding that one, who are you actually trying to connect with? That's an important piece. But the most essential piece of being effective networker is follow up. Because and I want to really dig into that because a lot of people say, hey, you need to follow up. You met someone and you need to follow up. But the thing that I'm constantly asked about is not necessarily that people don't know that they need to do it. It's that they don't know how to do it. So many of my clients and people in my audience, they usually ask me just like, okay, well, how do I do that next step? How do I actually do the thing? I don't really know what to say after that conversation, or like, I don't even know what our next conversation should even be about. And so follow up is around being as intentional as possible around how you're going to move that relationship forward. And here's the thing, it's not copy and paste and it's not cookie cutter. You have to understand the person that you're talking to and understand what their goals are versus your goals to ensure that that next follow-up touch point or outreach that you do is actually going to help to move your relationship forward.